kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
All right. Well, here we are, Gunny. It seems dark in here, doesn't it? What happened to my lights,
A little
Gunny?
bit. Yeah, it looks a little bit dark over there on your part.
There we go. I'm like, wait a
Okay.
second. That doesn't
Now we're
feel
talking.
right. Oh, you know what else it is, Gunny? Hold on a second. Hey, everybody. Hold on. I don't know why that would be. I put this up before. Watch how much brighter it gets. There we go. Right? It's like
There it
different.
is.
It's bright.
Now you're popping. Now
Yeah,
you're popping.
what's up? This is good. It's good to see you, Gunny. It's good to see everybody in the chat. This is the Thursday thick of it. The first Thursday thick of it since September that we are not alongside a live NFL football game. So no distractions tonight, Gunny. We get to just talk about the excitement, the positive energy surrounding our New York Jets without anybody bothering us, man. We don't need to look at any teams, any nothing. Just get to talk about all the good things that are happening to our Jets. How are you feeling tonight going into this show tonight, Gunny?
Well, I think it's like we always say, man, just end the suffering. It's almost over. I think this season has been a debacle of everything we were hoping to have as Jets fans. And now we can finally get through these last 4 quarters of it and go into what New York Jets fans love the most, the offseason, where we can have hope, we can have ambition, we can go ahead and hope on the future of this team, and potentially win the offseason like we usually do. Before we have to take on another season. So I'm feeling good about finally going into happy times as a New York Jets fan, the offseason.
You know, and I'll tell you what, though, Gunny, it's funny that you say that because it really is an offseason where we have to win the offseason to be able to do anything because this offense of ours is in trouble, sir. This offense of ours, outside of Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Joe Tippmann, maybe, AVT, some of the young guys, the Carter Warrens, the Izzies of the world, right? Maybe a Gibson or two. But it's like outside of that, this offense is trash. And most of them need to go. Like that is a serious overhaul that we're going to need to have, coming in here. So like we do need to win the offseason. We need to go out there and make some serious free agent moves. We might need to make some trades. We might need to, move up and down in the draft. We definitely got to nail our draft picks. We have to draft with purpose, and it can't be developmental guys. And our top 2 picks cannot be developmental guys. They can't. They have to have a good shot of coming in and starting. So once again, we're set up to get Jet fans all in a lather because here we are again winning the offseason. It's a crazy thing. It's like, I'm telling you, I wait for the end of the season. It's like, I just get the misery over and let's go into fantasy land where we can believe again. You know what I'm saying, man?
100%. 100%. Like offseason is where we all seem to be in our best spirits because we get to kind of manifest or hopefully manifest what could be. During the regular season, unfortunately, they tend to go ahead and disappoint. But in the offseason, our only limitations is our imaginations. And it's a fun time for us as Jets fans.
It is. And you know what? We do have one more week here, Gunny. And I know Jets fans are split down the middle. And we've kind of we've gotten to this place where, guys like myself, I mean, I have my opinion, but I don't feel like arguing with anybody about it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to win, if you want to lose, like whatever fucking puts the boog in your boogie, man. It's like, I know what I want. I also know that there are pros on both sides. So like, let's talk about this for a minute. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat, Joe and Dakota, and our buddy Phil is here, and Hank is here, and all of our dudes are in the house. Astral's here, Fierce Grim, Jay-Z, Wild Wave, DK's in the house. Look at DK. What's up? Squirmy Weasel, Big Green, Alfonso, Lupanetti, Money Mitch is back. It's good to see Money Mitch. And everybody else, Ant Jets and E-Rock. It's so good to have you guys with us. Well, so look, let's say we go into this game. We have one more game, and they set us up to have a big division rival matchup at the end of the season, right? That's what they did. Little did they know that it would be the hapless Jets versus the even worse New England Patriots. Now we're looking at a scenario where the Zach Wilson era could be very much over because he's not even going to play in this game. So we could be going into this with numerous years in a row with a backup quarterback in our last game. It's garbage that we end up this way every year. And this is not even a backup quarterback. This is a guy that we signed off the couch, and it's like crazy thing. So we go into this game. The end of an era here. We got we're ending the year that Aaron Rodgers let us down, got hurt in the whole thing. So there's that. But on the other side, you have the Bill Belichick situation, the potential that this is Bill Belichick's last game as the Patriots head coach. Now it's interesting, Gunny, because he just signed in October a multi-year contract extension. So I don't know where this is coming from. This idea that he's not going to coach. I mean, I just don't know. I don't understand why they would give him a multi-year extension and then a few months later fire him. I just don't understand. So who knows? But that potential is there. So it's kind of got a lot of implications. So if we go in there and we beat him, so now we have 15 straight losses, Gunny, right? 15 straight losses. Now I did this the other night. I did it in my podcast and I did it on the Talking Jet show. I recently looked at the New York Jets and New England Patriots all-time record. Now, since 2001, we've played the Patriots 45 times, right? 45 times. That's 24 years, or it's actually maybe 41 times, right? 43 times.
Yeah.
So 43 times in 22 years, 23 years, whatever it is. Okay, my fucking numbers, but it's in that.
It's been a while,
right? Guess how many times we've won out of that? Let's say 45 times. How many times have the Jets won, do you think?
9 times. We've won 9 times.
That would be terrible, wouldn't it? 9 out of fucking 46?
Yeah, it just
it's
feels
actually
like that's the right answer.
Yeah, it's very close. It's 8. We've beaten the Patriots 8 times in 23 years.
I know it was singular digits. I was hoping at least almost.
Right. Well, you were right there. It's a crazy thing, man, because, like here we are. We've rooted for the Jets every single time. So I've been here since 2001. I've been here since the 1980s. And let's say I was a real diehard since like the late 80s, early. I was a little older. I could understand and everything, high school and all that shit. But I rooted for the Jets. I went into that game every week thinking the Jets are going to win. And we've won not a lot of times, Gunny. You know what I mean? So it's a sad thing. So the 15 in a row just is bad because it's 15 in a row. We didn't win any in there, so it's terrible. But we have a chance to beat that and to break that streak, which is a very positive thing in many ways. Also, giving Belichick, if it is his last game as the Patriots head coach, giving him a loss to end his era against us, the team that he hates, it could be great. It could be a beautiful thing to do. Plus, it would make him tied for the most losses out of any coach in NFL history. 178 it would be.
Ooh.
So, 178 losses. Now, so I mean, look, he's clearly way up there with the winning too, but he's also, if we beat him, he would be the coach with the most losses as well. So we could do some things here, right? End the streak, beat Bill Belichick, make him a loser, all those things. But there's the other side to it, Gunny, and I want to I'm genuinely interested to see how you feel about this. Does it matter that we couldn't beat them when it mattered at all? Like, so we beat them 8 times since 2001. It's 2024. So we've beaten them 8 times in that period. Now, many of those games mattered. Like, they mattered. There was something there. They had Tom Brady. We were, 100%. Whatever, opening day, all the stuff that we could have done. We couldn't beat them. So now here we are. They're limping into the offseason, and, Gunny, it's going to benefit them. They would stay with the 3rd overall pick. If they lose, they're locked into 3. If they win, they can bounce back, I think, as far as 6. So, and the Jets can go up as high. Oh, no, they can go back to 5. The Jets can go up as high as 6, I think it is, right? So
That's correct. Yeah, 6 is the number.
yeah. So
With some other help.
right. So, but think about that. So they could lose spots and maybe lose out on that quarterback they want, or have to use other capital to get them. Or so there's a lot here on both sides, man. Does it matter? Is it still sweet to end the streak, even though it gives them a better draft pick? When they probably want to lose. A lot of Patriots fans, I would say most Patriots fans, want to lose this game. So it doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt them in any way. Does it matter, or is it still just a good idea to end that friggin' streak, beat Bill Belichick on the way out, give him a right cross on the way out the door, and just call it a day and start fresh next year? Where do you stand on this one? How do you see it?
So I get the fan base that wants to go ahead and lose this game because the value of that pick is significantly better with an L, right? We're currently sitting at, I think it's 12 or 11. We can get up to as high as 6, of course, with some help. So I think that there's a lot of individuals who want us to go ahead and take this L. And if you had talked to me about 4 weeks ago, I was on board with losing out and getting to this point to where a win or a loss wouldn't impact our draft position too much going into the offseason. But I got to tell you, I hate the New England Patriots. I despise that franchise in ways that probably no healthy human being should have this much hate for a sports like, I despise them to that level. I loathe them to an extent to where, like, I wish that all other teams, can get through a season healthy, except for the Patriots. Like, if I had to do a prayer at night to God, I'm praying that, man, I hope that 31 NFL teams have healthy seasons, except for the New England Patriots. That's how much I despise this team. With that said, I want nothing more than to beat the Patriots this weekend. I want to be the reason, or to be able to say, hey, we got your boy fired. You know what I'm saying? We got Bill Belichick kicked out of there. Even if we know it ain't true, just losing to the Jets, ending the streak, and being able to send Bill Belichick on his way, telling Patriots fans, like, man, hey, the last time freaking, Bill Belichick played the Jets as a Patriot, he lost. We got him fired. I want to be able to have that in the back pocket. And in terms of, does it really matter? No, you're right. I mean, we have a 17%, 18% winning percentage in those 45 games, right? I think we only won 17, somewhere in the middle, like 17 to 18% of those games. They still obviously hold the Joker in terms of straight domination versus us. But the hate I have for this team is just so immense. I can't find myself rooting for them to beat us ever. I can't do it. And I know it could potentially impact our draft position. But in all actuality, I want to win. I want to beat them. I hate the Patriots too much to ever want to go ahead and just lay down and let them roll over us again. I want to end the streak. I want Bill Belichick fired. I want us to be able to say that, like, we ended the streak and it caused him to get fired. I want all those things for us as Jets fans. But I think in New York Jets fashion, we might not be able to pull that off. But I'm hoping that we do. So I'm on team beat the Patriots because I hate them and I could never, ever, ever, ever in a billion years root for them to beat us. I hate them that much.
Okay. Well, you're not alone. We got our boy Infrared in the chat. He is all about it, man. He's been chirping about winning these games, particularly this last one for a while now. And I get it. I mean, I tell you what, even for somebody like me, I'll admit I am struggling with this game. I am struggling. Ultimately, I am hoping that the Jets find a way to lose. That's what I'm hoping, because I don't think it matters. 15, 16. I could, you know what I mean? But it does to me. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just talking about, like, once the smoke clears, like, the 2 weeks from now, it's not going to mean a damn thing. And we're all going to be looking at the draft pick going, shit, man, I wish we were up 2 more spots or 3 more spots. We could go down as far as 12. So that's a 6-pick jump. That's significant. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I'm struggling because, like you said, it's really hard. to root for I'm not rooting for the Patriots. We got to make that distinction very, very clear. I'm just hoping the Jets don't blow the draft. That's what I'm hoping. So E-Boogie checking in. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. I saw you pop in Wednesday night to our beanbagger thing. I didn't get to say hello. You left before I really got a moment to acknowledge you. Dom was talking and everything, but it's good to see you. So he says, why is the draft spot so important? And what is the Jets' luck percentage with the draft again? Gunny, Chaos, GreenBean, W Sunday. Yes, sir. It's all right, E-Boogie. Right. So that's where we are. Now, all right, if you want to look at the Jets draft picks, we're not very good. So, like, let's look over the past few years. So last year we got Will McDonald. We don't really know what he is yet, right? We don't really know. The year before, the 2022 draft class, we had 3 first-round picks. 2 of them were top 10 picks. So we had the 4th and the 10th. They're studs, right? We don't have to worry. We don't have to ask anymore about that. Both 2 years in a row, those guys are unbelievable. Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. But that's also widely considered the best draft we've ever had. There's one in the 70s, and there's one, 2006 was good. 2007, I think, was good with Revis and all those guys. But there are, I think 2022 is solid, right? So you got that. The year before, we had the 2021 draft, which is obviously Zach Wilson and AVT, right? And then you got some other guy. Michael Carter's in there. Michael Carter the second. Michael Carter, the running back, we traded away and got a 7th or whatever it is. Pinnock, keeping Pinnock would have been a good idea. We exposed him to waivers and he's gone. So we know that. But so 2020, I got to be honest, I was so excited by the 2020 draft, and I'll tell you why. Partially because our drafts have been so bad, E-Boogie. Mike McCagnon was atrocious. He did get us Quinnen in his last draft, but other than that, his drafts weren't just bad, like bad players, they didn't work out. Like Joe Douglas's players aren't working out, but his drafts have made a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like, he's drafted like 2 offensive linemen almost every draft. He's used multiple firsts on offensive linemen, and nobody's working out. It's weird. So it makes sense what he's doing. It's not working. Mike McCagnon and Idzik, it made no sense. Like, you didn't understand what they were doing. It was like, what the fuck kind of pick? What is that? Like, why? It was that kind of thing. They were passing on obvious studs for guys that are 3-round reaches and all kinds of crazy shit. So that was kind of refreshing. But 2020 looks like a complete and utter bust. Ashton Davis he's it. Becton, who I had so much hope for this year, started off pretty solid. Slowly throughout the year, just got progressively worse. The last 3 or 4 weeks, he's been, the worst offensive lineman in the NFL. A tackle anyway. So it's been horrible. But so our percentage is not very good, E-Boogie. But I have to say, still, it doesn't mean that being in that top 5 and getting, because look, here's the thing. You're in the top 5. You're guaranteed, almost guaranteed. I would say guaranteed. One of Marvin Harrison Jr., Joe Alt, or Pisciano. You're getting one of those guys, because 2 quarterbacks are going in the top 5 without question, if not 3. If someone, somebody trades back and somebody jumps up to get one. So you're going to get one of those guys. Those are the blue chip players in this draft. There's a few more, but like as far as our needs, that's it. That's the creme de la creme of this draft. Now, of course, anything can happen. They say the draft is a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot, but teams like the Ravens and Steelers, they manage to do it better than everybody else. So it might be a crapshoot, but there's odds that you can improve. One of them for teams like the Jets is being up in front and not having such an opportunity to mess it up with people taking all the players like last year. So anyway, I don't know. I think your point is valid, Boogie, but I still think it's a better idea. Like I could counter and say, what the fuck the big deal about winning a game and being a 7-win team? What does that do? You know what I mean? We're still a loser. You know what I mean? It doesn't change anything. So I could say that. You know what I mean? Sneakers to Boots checking in, Gunny. Good to see you, Sneakers to Boots. He says, it's official. Fans know more than this coaching staff. They exemplify working harder, not smarter. It's their way or the highway. Don't want to hear how hard you work. Stop acting like your shit don't stink. It's a great point. Gunny, did you hear Hackett's comments recently
I
about
wanted to
Brees
punch
Hall?
him in his throat right through the freaking that whole press conference just pissed me off. It pissed me off to no end. It almost sounds as if like he knew the product he was sending out there every week was straight trash. And in his mindset, but don't worry, next year I'll do better. That's literally the vibe I got from that press conference, and it just made me want to punch him in his neck the entire time. Just a throat punch right through the throat. I'm disgusted that this coaching staff is going to be back next year. I'm definitely on team fire them all. But again, at this point, Woody already made the foolish, commitment to these guys. And I think on Sunday, again, like I said before, I would love for the Jets. I want the Jets to win this game, but I have no faith that this coaching staff is going to pull it off.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a lot of ineptitude this Sunday in terms of the coaching. When you can't hide it with some of the starters, and God help us. I hope they put most of our starters on the bench and don't risk them going into this game.
Yeah. That if you guys don't know what we're referencing, Hackett, I mean, he said a few just really stupid things. And it just showed a couple of things. One is, like Gunny said, he kind of had this air about him that he was like totally okay with punting the season. Like once Aaron Rodgers went down, it's almost like they knew, like, I'm completely inept. There's no way I'm going to outcoach defensive coordinators without a quarterback like that. Like, that's what I got from it. But the thing that stands out front is when he talked about Brees Hall, he didn't realize, this is what he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said he didn't realize the impact that Brees Hall could have in the passing game. It became evident to him in the Giants game, which is after the bye. That's how long it took Hackett to realize, holy shit. If I throw the ball, Gunny, if we line up and we go back to pass, and I just throw the ball into this running back's hands, he can actually make things happen.
Can happen? What?
I had no idea. Wow.
GreenBean,
What a
when he
magical
said that,
fucking thing we got here.
My iPad across the room. I was watching that crap at work, and all it did was piss me. My work day went from I'm having a good day at the office today to mad the whole day. This incompetent bum realized over halfway through the season that Brees Hall was a weapon. That Brees Hall was a weapon. ROC did not know that until after. This team pisses me off to no regard. It's beyond me that man could actually get on a podium and state that with a level of bravado and arrogance, as if like, but once I figured that out, you still sucked. You still called horrible plays. It wasn't as if it improved your play calling.
Yeah.
But it took you that long to figure it out. And this is the guy that's supposed to lead us to the Super Bowl.
That's right,
Aaron
man.
Rodgers at the helm?
And the guy that's protected, Gunny.
Safe.
Like, this is the kind of this is a scenario where, like, there should be no discussion on whether or not he should have this job at the end of the year. There should be he shouldn't have had the job
to begin with.
8. You right to begin with, one thing. But I could see the hiring. I could see it. You know what I mean?
Aaron Rodgers got I get that.
Right. Yeah, you can see it. You go, okay, well, you're not a head coach, whatever. But week 8, 9, if you're a head coach paying attention and you're trying to work with them and he's just not getting it, dude. You got to look at your GM and you got to say, dude, we got a chance here. Like, we have players. We can get into the playoffs, man.
Yep.
This fucking guy is out of control. He doesn't even know that the running back
is good.
Do shit with the ball in his hands.
He doesn't realize our running back is a weapon. And he's literally watched him.
Dude.
He literally said, our running back is a weapon? Didn't realize that until freaking week 8.
Yeah. What? And it's painful. It's painful. And this, sneakers to boots, this is all your point, right? This is what you're talking about. It's like, And then you look at the thing like, so what is Brees Hall has been resurgent the last few weeks? Why is that? Does anybody have an idea why? What did he shake the rust off? Is he just hitting the stride? No, he said it in an interview a couple weeks ago. He said, you see how many carries? You see how many times I got the ball?
Yep.
That's why. And why weren't we giving him the ball? Well, because the Jets had to balance this stupid shit with a subpar, lesser running back in Dalvin Cook. And we had Michael Carter as the de facto third down back. So Brees Hall's getting like one carry every drive. It was crazy. So that's, look, I don't think that's all Hackett. I think that's by design. Like, the organization kind of wanted to do that. Whether it's Douglas, Saleh, whatever, they felt like they had to do it because they paid him $8 million in the whole thing. But still, like, it's just like Jets fans, to Sneakers to Boots' point, Jets fans, once again, it's not official now, Sneakers to Boots. It's been this way for a long time. A long, long time. The Jets seem to take months, if not years, to come to the conclusions that we've already drawn as a collective. We go, dude, we're looking right at it. Clearly, this ain't it. They continually try to force a square peg in a round hole, and it doesn't work. And then they finally say, well, we realize, well, it's like, no shit. And this one falls right in line. I didn't realize. I was surprised to find out how impactful Brees Hall could be with the ball in his hands in the passing game. Oh my God. It's brutal. And that's the shit. Like, it's embarrassing. And we'll go into like just how embarrassing this year is, man. There's more coming. Just so this is the year of maximum pain. And the reason is because Jets fans actually believed that we were going to do something. We really believed it this time. And the curse and the gods and everything else that has to do with our pain, they laughed and they said, we're going to drive this spike and twist it in their heart. That's what's going on. The idea that like Joe Flacco is all of a sudden, he's having his best games as a pro. Like, what the fuck? What are we talking about here? So there's more. There's Sam Darnold out there, and don't just brace yourself, man. Purdy's going to go down in the playoffs. Sam Darnold's going to just manage the best team in the NFL. And he's going to look like it's going to be painful, brutal. Dalvin Cook, as we know, where he went, right? I mean, we were talking about Dalvin Cook got signed by the Ravens. So what do you think that's going to look like? Just telling you right now, brace yourself.
Like
Dalvin Cook's going to look like the narrative's going to be, why weren't the Jets using this guy? You'll see. Just wait, everybody. Just wait and see. Matthew Zucker, what's up, buddy? Checking in. He says, Pats or not, you can't have a fan base that roots for an L. How many picks in the first have not worked for the Jets? Who is to say these draft spots matter? We will never change culture cheering for an L. Hey, it's a great point. It's a great point, and I don't disagree with the idea behind it that, you don't root for losses, right? That's good. And look, even Matt, even on like the simple basis of, I don't get many fun games. It'd be nice to just watch it. We don't give a shit what happens in the off season. Figure it out. Then I just want to sit down on a Sunday and watch good football. And at the end of the day, watch a W, right? Even if it's just that simple. I get that too. But I'm going to tell you, Matthew, that, many years, I mean, obviously, I've been a Jets fan for a very long time. There were many years that I was the guy saying what you're saying for years. Dude, you'd never root for a loss. I don't give a shit. And I rooted and applauded at the end of the season when we would win that last game. Like, Geno Smith had that amazing game against the Dolphins last game of the year. That knocked us out. I forget what the pick was, but there was a guy that we really wanted. We couldn't get him. There was the year that Mangini, he won that last game and it knocked us out. We were going to get Chris Long or maybe even Matt Ryan, but I think we were going to draft Chris Long. We ended up getting Vernon Golston. We even tried to trade up for Chris Long. So it's like those kinds of things. It's like, I mean, can we blow a good pick? Sure. But are the odds increased? Absolutely, man, by being up. But I get it. And I think you're not alone, Matthew. I mean, there's plenty of people. Gunny is one. He's right there with you. He's right there with you. I'm not there anymore. I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. But if the Jets win, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be rooting for it. I am. I know. As soon as the game goes on, I'm gonna be rooting for the Jets to win. We did it last week against Cleveland.
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one, Matthew. And again, I'm with you, man. I definitely I want the Jets to win this game this week. But in terms of what you're saying, right, as a fan base, right, in terms of changing the culture, you got to admit, it seems like the New York Jets have accepted it. Like they've made that their norm, right? The New York Jets are okay with the poor product they put on the field the last couple of years, to the tune to where our owner is talking about, hey, these coaches have nothing to worry about. With 4 games left in the season, their jobs are safe. If you want to go ahead and I guess cultivate that like culture of winning, or at least attempting to win, the fear of God should be placed in these guys. Like, y'all need to go ahead and show us you care. The last couple of weeks, like, can we honestly say we've seen that this team look like they care? It's been pretty bad. I feel like the culture of losing is just Jets culture, man. Like, and it sucks because you see a lot of the newer guys, like the Breece Halls and the Garrett Wilsons, and you do a press conference with these guys, and they're upset. You can tell they're not used to this. This isn't what their livelihood has been built off of. They're used to winning. Then you see a guy like freaking Mekhi Becton laughing going into the tunnel after they just got dominated by a team. Like, it's becoming one of those things where the primary times we as Jets fans get any kind of positive enjoyment from this team is in the offseason, when we're able to go ahead and look at these mock drafts and what we could potentially be. But I'm with you and I get it. But I've gotten to that point now where I can't look at individuals who root for the L's and be like, man, you're really doing an injustice to this team, because I feel like we are the product of our team. We are the product of our team. They've made us the way we are. But I don't know, man. The Mekhi Becton thing, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. He's walking into the freaking locker room, just laughing, having a good old time. I wanted to punch him in his face so bad, like, because that to me, it showed that I cared more than the players who are paying to play the game. So I think ultimately the culture needs to change, I think, from the team first before it can change within the fan base. This fan base is frustrated, man. We've been deprived of quality product for over a decade now, going on year 14, no playoffs. I mean, at least this year they gave us, into December for us to at least be like, oh, we have a chance, just so they can let us down. But I get where you're coming from, brother. I do. I'm not knocking what you're saying, because it makes perfect sense. But I do believe that in order for it to really change, the culture has to change within our team first, because it seems like year in and year out, we, the fans, have the most belief in this team. And then by November, October, you see these guys are already packing it up, getting ready for the offseason. Like, it's beyond frustrating.
It is. That's a great point too. And I want to second that. People say, like, I've been called lots of things, Gunny. I've been called a Zach truther at times. I have, and I've been called a Zach hater, right? And I've been called a bad fan, a negative fan, a hater. I've been called a homer. I've been called hater and homer in the same goddamn comment section. Like this, they heard the same words.
Yeah.
And they're just, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But the thing that I really like to drive home is that what you see, at least from me, and I think from most Jets fans, is not that like we're one way. It's that we respond, like, and I'll speak for myself. I respond to just directly to what's in front of me. It's like, and that applies to every player. A player like, so I get told I hate Zach. When Zach throws and he touchdowns, I am like, yeah, Zach fucking Wilson. I am just, the way I am is because of what I'm watching. And if you get worn down over 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40, and you start, you stop believing, and you stop believing, man. It just wears you down. Like every blade gets dull, dude. You know what I mean? You got to sharpen us again. Give us something to root for God's sake. It's painful. Fear it's grim. I want to welcome you to the Stream Beaners and thank you for the support, my friend. Enjoy the emojis and the free super chats and such. I am grateful for you and everybody else that supports the channel. It's the best, man. And I love it. So thank you. Welcome aboard, Fear it's grim. Braden wants to know which defensive players in the draft are going top 10. Well, okay. Let's take a look here. Now I'm going to look at a couple of things. I'm going to go ahead and look at I'm using the Dom C. I don't know if you guys know about this. But Dom C, I don't know if he's going to make it public this year. Maybe next year he'll make it public. I'm not sure. But Dom C has put together a draft guide that is exceptional. The work he's done, breaking down the play. I mean, you name it, dude. There are guys you never heard of that he has broken down, has film on. I mean, it's incredible, dude. But let's take a quick peek for Braden, real quick, and we'll continue with the super chats. I do want to remind everybody, and by remind, I mean tell you for the first time because I forgot to tell you in the beginning. We are giving away this week. Oops. Is that a thing? Yeah, we're giving away some Liquid IV today. Don't forget about Liquid IV, everybody. You can use the promo code GreenBean Jetsfan and save yourself 15% on the world's greatest hydration multiplier. So I have a bunch of these boxes, these packs. There's 8 packs, 8 packets in each box. And every super chat, as a thank you from me to you, gets a box of, is qualified, and at the end we'll pick winners. I'm going to give 2 boxes away tonight. We got flavors like apple and banana and cotton candy and tropical punch and all kinds of shit like that. Grape. And you pick the flavor and I'll send it out to you, courtesy of Liquid IV. And so all your everybody who's already sent one is already entered, and we'll give it away toward the end of the show. But so let's look at this. Let me just I'm going to look at a couple big boards here for you. And I'll tell you, there's a couple guys, but I'll tell you, this year, the top 10 is largely offense, unless somebody has a defense. But a lot of the blue chippy guys, they're offense, man. They're wide receivers, they're quarterbacks, there are offensive tackles. So that's gonna clog up a lot of the top 10, I think. You have Kool-Aid, though. Everybody knows about Kool-Aid, the cornerback out of Alabama. It's like Sauce. You thought Sauce was like the top. Nope, Kool-Aid's coming to town. So you have him. You got some edge rushers, Latu and Turner coming in. There's some nice defensive tackles in there. So, I mean, I think some edge and cornerback will make it up top because they're premium positions. So if somebody in the top 10, they're good with wide receiver, tackle, and quarterback, you can easily see them going cornerback or edge. But I think Kool-Aid might be the first defensive player taken, or maybe one of the edges. Do you agree, Gunny? You think Kool-Aid's the first defensive guy taken?
I like Dallas Turner out of Alabama as an edge rusher. I think the kid has a plethora of skill sets and the ability to go ahead and get to the passer. But I'm with you, man. I don't think we're going to see a defensive player come off the board in the top 10. I don't. I think the majority of the teams picking in the top 10 are in need of offensive help. And I think that's going to be a good run effect. I'd be surprised if we see a defensive player get picked in the top 15, and that's saying a lot. But if I had to pick one person, I love Kool-Aid. I do, but I think edge rusher again to the quarterback just had so much more value that I think Dallas Turner might be the guy. I think he might be the first defensive player off the board.
It's very possible. Alabama once again. You know what I mean? Coming up in the top of the first round. I mean, they're just every year, man. It's a crazy thing with that team. But yeah, so the top two of the top defensive guys are coming right out of Alabama. Roll Tide, everybody. So yeah. There you go, Braden. There you go. E-Boogie checking in. Again, thank you, E-Boogie. He says the Bears will draft Marvin Harrison Jr. first overall. That's very possible, man. I hope the Jets would trade up by sending Huff, JFM, or ABT. What do you mean? Trying to get up to one, all three of those guys ain't enough to get up to number one. Buddy. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, this year, the Bears are going to get if they decide to trade back, they're going to get multiple first-round picks and seconds and change, in my opinion. So
I think they're going to trade back in the top 5 still and still have a shot at MHJ. I don't believe for a second wide receiver is going to get drafted first overall.
it's
gonna be
a
one of the quarterbacks.
waste. It's so because
it really is.
Gunny, you bring up such a great point. You can take them. Like if you're not going to get the value and so think about this. Like the best offer you're getting is like 7, something like that. You can't go from 1 to 7 unless you're getting an absolute truckload. They're 3 first, 3 seconds, 2/3, like that kind of shit. Unless you're doing that. But like, let's say that the Bears really are good with Fields. They love his progression. The fans are falling in love with him. He looks exciting. We want to build around this kid and give him every opportunity to succeed. They have 2 firsts to do it, but they want to keep this going. You could just take Marvin Harrison with your first overall pick and call it a day, right? But here's the thing. There are going to be teams that want that damn quarterback there. And if you make it sweet enough, so like let's say the Patriots, you make it so the Patriots can jump the Cardinals, right? Or whoever, right? I think it's the Cardinals, right? That are to just jump the Patriots for second. I'm 99%, but let me just make sure here. Let's go to what is it? Tankathon. I like how well they update it. Oh, no, it's Washington. That's right. Washington's taking a quarter. I know I was talking with some Washington fans. They were saying you build around Sam Howell. I get it. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Zero chance that's going to happen.
He's been benched 3 times this year. Like you just, he's. I mean, for a 5th round pick, the kid's lights out. I mean, and developmental. He's got a nice future ahead of him, in my opinion. But he's not the guy.
Backup.
Right. And who knows, maybe in 5 years, you know what I mean? He could develop, right? But he's not the guy to bypass. You're at number 2. You take one of these quarterbacks, unless you don't like them, unless you're like, they're both fucking scrubs or something like that. But look,
then you trade back.
So if you say to New England, like, look, you can take Marvin Harrison first and call it a day. Or you can say to New England, hey, look, we're going to let you jump the Commanders. You give us this year's first and second. You give us next year's first and call it a day. Or you get some sort of package, right? Even just a first and second and a second next year. Like that, something like that. Now what you've done is you've gained 2 second-round picks and you've gotten the same player because the Commanders are taking a quarterback.
Facts.
And the Patriots are not jumping up to take Marvin Harrison.
Nope.
So you're going to get him anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to be a smart GM. You can't be timid. You got to have a sack, and you got to play this shit right. You got to play the odds. That's what they say when you hear value. Like, there's an argument. And the funny thing is, I used to bring this argument up all the time. If you only have 1 first-round pick, let's say you're picking at 15, and the player that you like, everybody's got him rated as the 25 to 30. So you're reaching if you take him at 15, right? 100%. So my question was always, well, but if you know you're not getting another pick, and he's going to be gone by the time you pick with the 15th pick in the second round, why not reach for him if that's the guy you want, right? And that makes sense. And you see teams do that. But here's what the good GMs do. They know that their guy's 99%, or let's say 75%, he's not going to get taken in the next 5 picks. You try to squeeze another few drops out of that lemon, and you drop back from 15 to 19, and you get a 3rd, and then you take him there. So now what you've done is you've gotten that player and a 3rd-round pick for 15 instead of just taking him at 15 because you're a wimp and you're too scared to move. But you got to know what other teams are likely to do. You got to have a network out there. You got to know stuff, E-Boogie. You see what I'm saying? And when you can do that, that's the teams that, then you really maximize your value. And that's what everybody's talking about with value, like, yeah, if you're not going to get another pick and you fucking take the guy that you think is going to best benefit your team, right? That's where you're the best player on your board for what you want right now, what you're trying to accomplish. But dude, The Bears have options galore right now. And let me tell you this, Gunny, they could parlay that 2 years ago. Well, it's really last year. So last year's drafts, that move back from first, they can parlay that into years of first round of extra firsts. And that's building a dynasty. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. Lucky Leo checking in. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You had a comment?
No, just I was agreeing with you. I was like, yeah, if the Bears are smart, it's the common sense play. And I think the Patriots are going to be willing to move up to get their quarterback of the future. They don't believe in Zappy.
Yep.
They don't believe in freaking Bum Boy. That's a crap. I forget his name right now, but Bum Boy. So it makes all the sense in the world to give them a shot at one of these top options. If they don't do it and they go MHJ, granted, I think MHJ is the best player on the board. I do believe he's the guy that's going to be the most impactful in this draft class. But again, like you just said, value makes the most sense. It's first overall. Come on, man, you can't do it. Don't be that team. Play the board. Know what your other freaking GMs need to do, and take advantage of it. That's a perfect scenario. Drop down to third. You go ahead and recoup a couple of seconds. I do believe you could probably get a first, depending upon the desperation of the Patriots with a new regime wanting to get their guy in the building. But man, if you're the Bears, you like literally all the cards are on your table. Like this is your draft. Like this is your Joe Douglas moment to go ahead and pretty much take advantage of another team.
Let me tell you this, and just so we know, again, I'm going to remind everybody, this is what I wanted the Jets to do in 2021.
Yep.
And I'm just going to have, people were saying this to me. At some point, you just got to take the players. And I don't disagree with that. Like, how many times can you try to get more picks? I said, dude, this is an opportunity. Zach Wilson ain't it, likely. We're not getting T-Law. I thought Trevor Lawrence was on an island himself. I thought Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, a little step down, but like Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, I kind of had them all lumped. I'm like, I don't know, whatever one's there. Trade back, get additional firsts for next year in the second, and do that. And then, and then just get a quarterback that's going to be just as good of a shot to be good as Zach Wilson. And we didn't, but the Bears are going to be smart. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Lucky Leo checking in, Gunny. He says, hey, guys, Hackett did the same thing last year with Javonte Williams. Right. Barely used him. What a dummy. Not a surprise. I don't understand.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Dude, Leo, it's one of those things where it makes you wonder why this person continually has a job as this, when clearly the best players on his team, he has no idea or even no interest in using.
Has no idea what they're capable of.
No idea. Doesn't even know.
Offensive coordinator, and you mean I can't believe GreenBean. I can't believe he said it with such a level of bravado and arrogance, as if like it was a surprise to the world who Breece Hall was. He said that thing as if like he had discovered who Breece Hall really was, when everyone knew who Breece Hall really was. Other NFL teams knew who Breece Hall was. We've all known. He said it in a level of just such arrogance and confidence that I want, again, punch him in the throat. I'm like, dog, you saying that out loud just shows how incompetent you are. And the fact that you're saying it out loud with your chest pumped out, you're making us look even dumber than we really are. Like the organization in general just looks stupid. And it infuriated me to no end, because the embarrassment never ends. It never ends with this team. Our offensive coordinator literally had the gall to get in front of a podium and tell people who are going to write his words down. I had no idea Breece Hall was good at playing football. It was a surprise to me.
I had no idea. It's fucking strange. Man. It's weird to me. Like I mean, what a delightful surprise. Look at this. Look what we could do with him. I had no idea.
Oh, man.
And it's just great. And not for nothing. Did you not? I mean, when you took this job, did you not look at the players that are on the team to evaluate? You didn't see it?
You didn't see Aaron Rodgers coming? Sure. I'm down. I'm in.
Yeah.
He'll make me look good.
Yeah, real quick, Mo Dean, Dalvin Cook did sign. He signed with the Ravens, dude, or is signing with the Ravens. That's the
pending the physical.
Hey, aren't the Jets so nice letting Saffold go because they want to let him go to a playoff, let him Cook go? It's like, here's $5.8 million to hang out and do nothing. Oh, by the way, you earned it. Go and play for the Ravens now.
Hey, Cook, let's send you to a Super Bowl.
Ridiculous, man.
Oh man, this team is just
it's ridiculous.
They keep doing it to us. I think at this point, like I said before, I don't see how you can't just take this team for what they're telling us who they are regularly.
Yeah.
If we choose to believe them or not, that's on us. But at least we have the offseason to where we can go ahead and manifest ourselves as GMs and make the decisions that would make sense. Execution, well, that's a different story. Unfortunately, we can't be coaches during the regular season. But my gosh, man, the fact that Woody had the audacity to give these guys the green light 4 weeks ago. I believe in this freaking coaching staff. You moron. You absolute moron. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
This is
it's
real
fucking
life
absurd,
right now.
dude.
This is real life right now.
It's like, I'm telling you, look, my wife was talking, be like, I just want to tell you guys something. So I don't know if you guys know this, but my skin is still cold, still ice cold, Gunny, because what I've been doing, either in the morning, it's funny because I did it. I woke up at 4:30 this morning and I was going to get in my ice bath. I have an ice plunge and I do a sauna first. So I do 30 minutes of like fucking hot, 120, 130 degrees. And I meditate in there. And then I get out and I do 3 minutes in 35-degree water. It's not easy. But this morning, most days I can do it. I just do it. I don't think about it and I do it. This morning, for whatever reason, I thought for like 3 or 4 seconds. And I just said, I'm not going to do it. So I bailed. I did the sauna and I bailed. So I forced myself to do it tonight, right before the show. So I jump in the ice and I do the whole thing. And I feel great. I'm all accomplished and I feel really good. And I'm changing everything before the show. My wife's talking to me about the Jets, right? And, I forget what my fucking point was. What were you just saying? Damn it. You just said something. I wanted to make a point about it.
I was
What'd you
saying
just
how
say?
ridiculous it is that Hackett didn't realize he had a playmaker in Breece Hall.
No, it was right after that. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
Woody Johnson, being the moron that he was, would give them the green light that they're safe.
There's that. Damn it, Gunny. I lost it. Damn it. I started talking about the ice bath. I got all
I
cold.
was listening to the story like, he's tying this in nicely. I was ready for the punchline.
Usually I can, man. I had a point, damn it, but I lost it. Everybody. I apologize.
I gotta point this out. Michael Russo hit it on the nail on the head here. We were talking about freaking the incompetence of Nathaniel Hackett, right? And he goes, Breece Hall had a 60-yard TD against Hackett in Denver last year. How didn't he see it? That's a great question.
Right, there you go.
That's a great question. How did he not see it? How did you not know until 8 weeks in? You've had this dude in training camp in front of your eyes as the offensive coordinator, and you didn't notice he could do some special things until week 8.
Breece
and you
Hall,
said that.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. It's like, it's one thing to like, all right, here's the tiers of stupid. Okay. One is you don't know that. Okay. Like that's first. You're dumb. I think every offensive coordinator in the NFL, if we said, hey, do you want Breece Hall? They'd go, hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Give it to me.
Holy
Please.
shit.
Yep.
That guy's dual threat, man. You know what I mean? Like, give me that guy. Great hands. Elusive.
On a rookie contract? Hell
right.
Yeah.
Rookie contract, elusive, and will run you over, knocks dudes out, lowering his shoulder, knocks him out. Like, so give me that guy. So that's one. The fact that you don't know that, you are dumb. The fact that you would get in front of the New York media and say that out loud, that's a whole different tier of stupid, okay? That's entirely different, man. You got to be smart enough to know, okay, that was pretty stupid. I'd never tell anybody that.
Facts.
I didn't even know.
Right. This is something I'm having a conversation with, like, at home, right? I'm like, hey, babe, did you see what Brees Hall did last week in the game? I didn't know he was capable of that. And it goes there. I mean, you're still dumb as hell. You're still a dumbass. It took you that long. But at least it's within your safe space. It's you and your wife having a conversation. This man said, I'm going to tell the world. I'm going to get in front of the most aggressive sports media imaginable and tell them I did not know that Brees Hall could play football. Surprise. I figured it out in week 8 as the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets. It's beyond me that if I'm Woody, if I'm in charge of that team, the next press conference is we've relieved Nathaniel Hackett of his duties as offensive coordinator. It's apparent that he was not paying attention to this team, not only this year, but last year when we played against him. We're going to be looking for it just makes sense. The level of embarrassment that is now being shined upon us because your offensive coordinator didn't even know you had a playmaker in Brees Hall. That's crazy because everyone else knew that 31 other teams knew like that dude can ball, but your OC didn't know it.
It's a crazy thing. So yeah, all right. I still can't remember my damn point. But now you guys know I took an ice. I jumped in the ice bath.
Yeah, I was waiting for the connection.
In. Yeah, it's crazy.
So
man.
I've been wanting to do that, GreenBean. I hate the cold, and I don't have the cojones to go through with it.
Dude, Gunny.
Like, how long are you plunging for?
I plunge for 3 minutes.
I've heard great things. Like
it's great.
Every Marine.
If I do it in the morning, it literally changes my entire day.
That's what I've been told.
It's no joke. But let me tell you, I can do heat all day. Like I loved saunas since I'm little. Like I did. I used to my one family member or whatever, a fucking uncle or something. They had this sunroom, like it was like a glass kind of curved, and it was hot in there, man, in the summer. And everybody used to hate it. I used to like to sit in there. I just was sitting there. I liked it. So like the heat, but cold, I hate it, man. Like I'm the person who like steps into the pool and goes to my knees. I'm a puss, I don't like cold. I'm not saying it's fun. But so I am doing this specifically because of that, Gunny. I'm choosing to overcome it. And let me tell you, when I do it consistently, I'm getting to a point where that 3 minutes, like just a couple days ago, I did 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Like my timer went off and I just stayed. You know what I mean? I just stayed in it. Yeah. Okay. It's it's something. And what I'm also, have you seen the Shakti mat, Gunny?
No.
The Shakti mat. It's like a version of a bed of nails.
I have not seen that.
I've been doing that too. I've been doing
You're
that.
laying on a bed of nails?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not, it's like a version. It's like it's this mat and it's got all these little plastic like flowers, all these points. And it's hurt. Let me tell you something. It fucking hurts, dude. It hurts bad.
Why?
And
what is that?
Because the idea behind it is that it's like all these, it's like this acupressure thing. So it's hitting all these points and like, and I've almost gotten there. Like, so the idea is to get to like 15 minutes. And then, so you get the first 5 minutes is incredibly painful. And then you get to a point where it's like numb. And then it gets to a point where it actually becomes like, it starts this whole, like it's your body's response to it. And it starts all these like endorphins and all that. And it's super like relaxing and you get like incredible sleep. It's like, it's this whole thing, man. So I'm like, I haven't gotten there, but I'm doing it. So I'm doing this whole like year of forcing myself out of my comfort zones. That's what I'm doing this year.
I like that.
So
you know what?
I started it last year, but I'm doing it this year.
Cold tub happens this weekend. I'm kicking it off. I've been thinking about it, and always found reasons not to do it.
Gunny,
you motivated me. I'm jumping.
The thing I did, I bought a sauna. It's like a movable sauna. So it's like this fabric, right? It zips. But it's like it's this radiant heat and it's infrared light and all this shit. But I got the sauna and the ice plunge. It was like, I don't know, $180 for both.
Mm-hmm.
Like an inflatable ice thing. Because I didn't want to spend a bunch of money. What if I do it for 3 days and hate it? You know what I mean? I'm not spending $5,000. Now, if I'm doing it in a year, I might get one of those hard like metal or plastic that like keeps the ice cold and everything. I might do that, but not yet. Dude, I just keep my stuff's on my back porch. I have like a screen porch. It's just outside because it's literally 30 degrees out the fucking side. I put a thermometer in the water. I pull it up before I do it. It hasn't gone above 45 degrees in the month. Oof. I haven't sat in higher than 45-degree water yet. So anyway, J-Boy, man, sorry, dude, checking in. He says, going for the L Sunday hurts my fandom. It's effing New England, damn it. I hear you, dude. I hear you. But here's the thing. Like, it's just, I 100%, dude. I'm right there with you. But for me, it's like, I think the win is almost like, it's like taking the bait to me. Like, they want to lose, dude. They want that 3rd overall pick. They want their quarterback of the future. And we're going to this is when we beat them, when it benefits them. I don't like it, J-Boy. You know what I mean? It bothers me, dude. We couldn't beat them. Not once.
It's my soul. I'm with J-Boy 1,000.
I get it.
And again, if we lose, let me be sure. Like, I'm going to be mad that we lost, but as a Jets fan, I'm like, well, our spot got better. I can't root for it. I can't do it.
I understand. I understand. Right. It's like the consolation. Well, okay. Well, then at least I got this.
Once
I ordered a pizza. I really wanted a pizza, Gunny. But I got a nice ham sandwich. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. It's the same thing.
I'll take it. I like it.
It's one of those things where like and again, I'll sit here and tell you, 31 other teams or 30 other teams, we played them this weekend. I'm rooting for the L. 100%. I'm rooting for the L. We need to lose. I just can't do it. This could have been the Buffalo Bills. This could have been the Dolphins. I'm rooting for the L. I can't do it for the Patriots. I just can't. I don't have it in me. I do not have it in me to root for this team to beat us ever. And
I get it.
If we lose to them,
and I can't root for it either. Don't get me wrong. And you saw it. I wanted to lose.
I'm 100%.
I wanted to lose the Cleveland game. As soon as that shit started, as soon as they scored on their opening drive, I was pissed. Yep. And then we scored on ours, and I was like, like I'm right there. You know what I mean? And we were fucking arguing and fighting. And I mean, dude, I wanted to, as soon as it started, I wanted to win. And then ultimately I was happy we lost. I didn't like the way we lost. That was my problem. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Joe Pekulik checking in. He says, great teams and GMs should be able to find great players regardless of draft positions. We need to win. It's a great look. And you're not wrong. Great GMs can find the players. And here's the thing though, Joe. It's not always about the player, right? Like, so like once you get past like blue chip, like guys that are just clearly this guy is he's got a 90% chance of being an all-star, right? An all-pro. Once you get past those guys, it's really about where they go a lot of the time. Like if you think of Patrick Mahomes came to the Mike McCagnon Jets, and we started him right away. You think that he was going to be Patrick? Maybe. No, I doubt it.
No, I don't think so. Nope.
You think if we took Josh Allen over Sam Darnold, he's Josh Allen? No, nope. Sam Darnold goes with Dable and all those guys, and he's all fucking pro. Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, there are better players, but once you get into that, like that tier, it's like their first round grades and all that. Like it's a lot to do. A lot to do with where they go. So it's a great point. Like you look at an organization like the Ravens or like the Steelers. The Steelers for decades have traditionally and consistently lost their best edge, their best wide receiver. The guy who steps in is the next star. They do it every single time. How do they do that? Because it's a great organization. The system is in place. The org runs a certain way. They filter guys in. They know exactly how to train them, exactly how to use them, exactly how to build them up and develop them into the player that they want to be successful in their system. We don't have that. We don't even know who we are. We don't even know who we are, particularly on offense. Defense, we're doing a damn good job. We're developing guys like Quincy Williams and JFM and Tony Adams and even Ashton Davis. Like these guys, they're developing here. Quinnen Williams, like Quinnen Williams, he was considered elite coming out, but he was raw. He was a 1-year guy at Bama. Don't forget that. So Saleh and Ulbricht, and our defensive staff is solid, man. Like, we have a lot of studs on our defensive staff. Our offensive staff is laughable. Rob Calabrese as our quarterback coach, fucking Keith Carter. These guys are scrubs. The only guy worth anything is Middleton. You mean that he's the only guy that I feel like that's a good coach. Everybody else, I'm like, well, fucking get out of here. Who are these guys? Taylor Embry? Who is that? So, but I'm with you, man. But again, it's like, when a team like us, like it's going to benefit us to get one of the two left tackle premium guys. Like when you get into the Lathams and the Fuagas and all, they're right. Can they move over? Maybe. Sure. But there's, what I mean? It's like, it's more hit or miss. Like you get a Joe Alt, dude, Joe Alt's going to come in. He's going to be a rock star at left tackle. He's going to be that guy. You can see it all over him. It's like when the Walter Joneses and Orlando Paces and Ogdens and Bricks, like when they came out, you're like, this guy's, there's no question. He's going to be a great left tackle. That's Joe Alt. Fuaga, and then like, so what if we got to take Fuaga? He's going to be a great player, in my opinion. I think he's going to be very good, but he's more than likely going to stay at the right side. So you get your right tackle, but what does that do? We still need a left tackle. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole point there. Arbiv checking in. He says, instead of drafting a QB3, how about a trade for a young quarterback to sit behind Rodgers for a few years? I like Tyson Bagent. Who would you trade for? I know. I get the point. You know what, though? In that thinking, Arbiv, you could very well scour like practice squads and get that similar-ish. Like the guy that people are stashing on their practice squad as their QB3, like the young guy, he's raw, he needs a few years. If you're just going to bring in a QB3, you can go and kind of look at, in like the cuts, the waivers, you can pull in your guy that way rather than having to trade. I don't love Tyler Bagent. I know why you like him. I don't love him. I think QB3, sure, right? But as the guy you want developing behind Rodgers, I don't see it in Tyler Bagent. I like the idea of using our 4th round pick on a quarterback, but I also like the idea of finding a way to get a 2nd round pick because it's this first let's say we have pick 8. We have 8 and then 72. That sucks, man.
Listen,
sucks.
If MHJ or Joe Alt is gone, we need to trade back. That's the only option. I know a lot of people like Alou Fashanu.
Oh, Fashano's going to go for. I think Fashano's going to be the first tackle taken.
Yeah, ahead of Joe Alt.
But you got like.
A lot lately.
Yeah, I mean, when you look around too. Yeah, Joe. Like I said, Dom C says it really well. Fashanu might have a higher ceiling than Joe Alt, but Joe Alt has a higher floor.
Higher floor, exactly.
Yeah. So Joe Alt's going to. He's kind of. He's going to be. Fashanu's he's not a boomer bust, but anyway, most boards now have Fashanu rated higher than
I've seen that a lot.
Well, we didn't do the combine yet, so
watching them both, I don't get it. But the combine's gonna change it because whoever
always does
shorts is gonna go ahead and impact these GM's choices. But
always does.
For me, when I look at the tape, I still think Joe Alt is the guy, and I get the love for Fashanu, and I wouldn't be upset if he winds up being the guy as well if Joe Alt is
hell
no. If Joe Alt and him are both there, I'm sorry, man. I want Joe Alt. I want the guy that's going to go ahead and give us the highest floor that I believe can hit the ground running. I don't think there's going to be a long adjustment period with Joe Alt. I think that the IQ is there, the technical skill set is there, the quick feet. The kid to me has very few flaws in this game. And it's Notre Dame too. Like I want Joe Alt. I want him bad. If it's not MHJ, which is not going to happen because I don't think we're going to pick high enough, I think Joe Alt is possible. The QB, but I gotta ask though, like who's QB2 in this scenario that he's asking about? Because I'm trying to figure out who QB2 is going to be for the New York Jets next year.
Yeah,
he said QB3, and I'm like, wow, that's awful.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, what's funny is that not funny, but I think I do. It's what we were calling for last year. Like once again, the Jets are a year behind us. Like, I just don't get it. Like, now they're like, oh, you know what would be best? If we got a vet behind Rodgers. Like, no shit, man. It's what we were talking about.
100%.
And then you wouldn't have wasted this opportunity with a guy like Zach. You know, like, then look, the whole reset with Zach Wilson, I bought it. Okay, sure. Yeah, he's got all the talent in the world. You want to stick him on the back burner for a year? Sure. The fact that we forced the issue, making him the only viable candidate to come in, we ruined it. You know, we ruined it.
You know what makes it worse, GreenBean?
What's that?
You know what makes it worse?
What's that?
Is that Joe Flacco openly stated, yeah, I wanted to come back. I was willing to come back, knowing he was going to be a backup, and it wasn't entertained by the New York Jets. I hate when this stuff comes out because I can't help but think of what if we had a Joe Flacco, you know what I'm saying, stepping in after Aaron Rodgers went down. A Joe Flacco that doesn't have to worry about traveling much, lots of home games, a defense that's going to go ahead and bring him up. He's seen man, could we be in the playoffs right now with Joe Flacco? I hated when that came out that he said, yeah, no, I wanted to be there. I wanted to be a Jet.
Yeah, of course. But let me ask you, dude, like, we saw Joe Flacco for 2 years behind our line. Facts. What did he look like? He looked like an old man.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he did.
He's being protected. We can't do that. Behind this line, Gunny.
But haven't seen him in this system, or not in the system, but like with this team perform better, even though it wasn't great. Do you think he could have been a potential benefit rather than a Trevor Siemian or a Tim?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
And again, I'm not saying he would have came in here and lit it up in terms of stats. But I think he could have came in here and done enough for where this defense was going to eat, this running game was going to eat, special teams was going to eat, and he could make us competitive. Right now, Joe Flacco in Cleveland's looking like he's, about to take them to the Super Bowl because that line is elite. They have a great offensive line, and I get that. But in terms of, all right, minus the offensive line, him being able to read defenses, quick decision-making, maybe he does enough, right, for us to go ahead and turn some of those losses into wins. I think
like the Falcons, like the Raiders.
Exactly.
That's enough. And that's enough.
I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl. We're not going to the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. But end this freaking ridiculous 14-year streak that we get to carry again into next year, I think Joe Flacco would have given us an opportunity or a chance to do that.
But let me ask you this. Realistically, did you think that before he went to Cleveland?
As the backup?
But did you think like that? So when Aaron Rodgers went down and we were talking about all the quarterbacks that we could grab, was Joe Flacco? Right. Were you like, hey, man, we should go get Joe Flacco?
No. Right. I wasn't thinking.
So that's the thing. Like, we got to remember that. I think most people and that all the other teams didn't get Joe Flacco. He was the last guy out there, man. Everybody was picked up before Flacco.
That's fact.
So, I mean, even teams were trading for guys like Dobbs. You know what I mean? Over Joe Flacco. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing we got to remember. Yes, hindsight is 2020, but nobody wanted Joe Flacco looked cooked, and he's not. So who knew? I mean, I don't know, man.
DeMar Hamlin, he'd be winning comeback player of the year. That's without question.
But DeMar Hamlin shouldn't win it. I think in order to be comeback player of the year, you got to fucking play.
I 1,000% agree, but I think the fact that he died and is alive is going to be why he winds up winning it. But Joe Flacco, without question, to me, should be the comeback player of the year.
I mean, I think the only problem I have with that is it's short. You know what I mean? Anybody can have a 4-game stretch. You know what I mean? That's what I think. And it's like a miracle stretch. Like, who knows? You're going to go into playoffs and play a good team and they're going to kill them. I mean, I don't know. But it's a good point. You know who I think should get it? Is Baker Mayfield.
Ooh,
that's what I think. That's who I think should get it.
That's a very good one.
Yeah. And I don't like Baker Mayfield.
I hate his guts, but
dude, he was garbage. He was being tossed aside. He was going down there to compete with Kyle Trask. You know what I mean?
Baby, that's a really good one, Baker Mayfield.
And look what he's done. He's brought that shitty team to the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what I hate his guts so much that I didn't even think about it. But in all actuality,
that's who I think should get it.
What he's done with Tampa Bay is impressive.
Yeah. Green Dog. Green Dog's a member for 8 months. Thank you for the support, Green Dog. You're the man, dude. And you're getting this is your member super chat here. He says, "Thanks, GreenBean and Gunny, for helping us through another tough season. All we have is each other, and next season, go Jets." That is the most true statement you could have said, man. I mean, it's like all we have is each other. There's nobody else dealing with this shit except us.
Hey, we're all
the
we
ones
got,
that,
guys.
That's it.
We're all we got.
That's why it's like when we do disagree, like on this week, it's whether or not to beat the Pats. Like, if you want to beat the Pats, more power to you. Much respect. I'm not there. I don't want to lose to the Pats, but I don't want to win the last game of the year. And it just happens to be the Pats. That's my dilemma. But so it's like, but what? Am I right or you're right? I don't know. I mean, it's your fucking feelings. Feelings are feelings. But we're still here. We're still doing the same shit, feeling the same feelings. This shitty franchise. I mean, there's not a worse franchise, man, out there, Green Dog. Honestly. I mean, who's worse than us? Longest playoff drought in professional sports. We got streaks like 15 straight losses to the same team. I mean, that's like, who else does that? I mean, we just beat the Eagles for the first time ever.
That's insane.
It's like crazy. Lucky Leo checking back in. He says, "You guys think that we will trade down at the end of the first and also so you mean to the end of the first? That way we don't trade Huff?" I mean, here's the thing. Trading back and getting a second round pick for a first round pick, you got to be in the top 10, man. Like, if you're at pick 12, which is realistic, it can happen. Because when you look at, let's take a look at the, so look, here's what we got. I'm going to show you guys this. So, and we got to look at the teams the games that they're playing. Jeremy, I'm going to bring you on. You mind looking at the schedule this week? Can you pull up the schedule? Like what teams are playing what teams real quick? So we'll look at this, Leo. And then Aurora, you're up next. So let's look at this real quick. So here's the top of the draft, okay? So look, we got the Jets are sitting right here at 6-10. Now, so you got these three teams at 5-11. The 4-12s we can't compete with, right? But this whole batch of 5-11s and all the 7-9s we can compete with. Okay? So like if we win, we're now up here with these guys. So we could go all the way back here. We could. You see that? We could. But if we lose, what just wait, Joe? No, I didn't say to do that. I said just pull it up so we could talk. Hold on, fucking guy. What are you doing?
I didn't know it was going to come up on your board. I thought it was going to come down as an option on the bottom.
Did you delete it? That's funny because I was literally thinking
I just stopped sharing. I have it up, but I stopped sharing.
Put it up again. I want to see something. Just put it up and leave it up for a second. Just go ahead and do what you just did. Okay. I want to see something. Go ahead. Hurry up.
Shut up.
Come on. All right, let me see something. So now we can toggle. See that? That's good. Okay, hold on. All right. So we got to open that up, Jeremy. The Seymour. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. You're gonna have to expand it when we get to that too. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. So look, the New York Jets are playing the New England Patriots, so we could push them back theoretically into this range. So if they win, they're now in this mess. Right now, again, I don't know exactly. There's head-to-heads and strength of schedules and all those things, right? So, I'd have to look and see and all that, but it pushes them into this mix, okay? With these teams, like hypothetically, the Giants lose, and New England's now competing with them. We got to look at if they played, which I don't think I think they did actually, didn't they? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they did. I think they did. They did. But then you got strength of schedule and all that. So, but look, the Chargers beat us. So if they win or lose and we lose, we jump them. Oh, so if they win, I'm saying, and they end up a 6-win team and we lose, we jump them because they beat us head to head. You see? Now you got Giants. We don't jump the Giants. If they win and we lose, we're still behind the Giants. So we can't go to 5. Because these teams are locked ahead of us, these 4, and the Giants are locked ahead of us, even if they win. So the best we can get is 6. But the worst we can get is 12. All right. So let's jump over. Now, Jeremy, if you could just get a little closer, like zoom in on that.
Okay. Tell me if it's
Let's
working.
look at these teams. So who are the Chargers playing? This is where it gets funny. They're going to be playing each other. Watch.
Okay.
Fucking
Is it
this
bigger?
is the way it always goes. So look, you got the Vikings are in there. The Vikings are 7-9. Who are they playing? They're playing the Lions. So if they're going to lose, right? Likely. Are the Lions resting starters? Are they
I think
locked in?
The Lions might not be trying so hard to win.
Okay.
They already got their spots solidified.
So they might rest some starters. So that's a good opportunity. So maybe they win and get to 8-8, but likely they'll stay right here at 7-9. So if we win, we're now battling with them. Chicago's at 7-9. Who are they playing? And they're all excited. They're playing the Packers. So the Packers are trying to stay in the playoffs, right? They're there now, but if they lose, they could be knocked out, right? They're only 8-8, the Packers, I believe, right? Let me see.
I believe they're actively trying to win.
Yeah, so they're 8-8. So they're trying to win. I would love to see the Bears beat the Packers, honestly.
The Bears will be playing hard. They hate the Packers.
They hate them, right? And they're trying to wrap their season up strong, and Justin Fields and all that shit. They're already, dude. They have the number 1 overall pick, so they're delighted. You know what I mean? So the Giants are playing the Eagles, so they're likely going to lose because the Eagles are on a downward spiral, and they're going to try to, win. Who else we got here? So the Giants are gonna be a 6-win team, so they're gonna jump us. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make it so we, you know what I mean? Like, so anyway, it doesn't matter actually. We can't beat the Giants. So Atlanta, what's up with Atlanta? Now Atlanta beat us, so if we end up with them, we'll at least be ahead of them. So maybe we'd be at pick 11. Vegas beat us, so that's pick 10. I think if they stay here. Anyway, what else we got? Who else we got here? Tennessee. Who's Tennessee and the Chargers playing? But they're playing each other.
Right. They're playing each other, I think.
Are they?
Let me see.
I'm just guessing.
Where the hell are they?
Well, Leo, I'm going to tell you right now, Huff's getting traded.
Oh, Kansas City's Chiefs are playing the Chargers.
Oh, good. So they're going to beat the Chargers. So they're going to stay right here at 7-9.
They're resting Mahomes. They're resting Mahomes.
Or they're going to stay at 5-11. See, that sucks, man.
Actually, yeah, I think the Chargers have a shot at that game because the Chiefs are resting Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
Okay. All right. Then
and
they got a shot.
Defensive guys.
They got a shot. That would be really great. So if they win, but then they still push us. We're the only 6-10 team in the league. That's crazy.
And the Titans are playing the Jaguars.
And the Jaguars are trying to win, and they're going to beat the Titans.
Trying to win.
Yeah, they're going to beat the Titans.
But
so the Titans are right.
I think Trevor Lawrence is out though.
Is he?
Yeah, he hasn't practiced all week, and I had to swap him out in one of my ridiculous fantasy football leagues that still has a freaking championship game playing in the last damn week of the season. I don't understand who the GM was thinking on that one, but I digress. That's neither here nor there. Trevor Lawrence right now hasn't practiced all week, and I know that because he's my freaking starting quarterback that I might not have a chance to depend on.
It's crazy. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Well, you can see it, guys. I mean, we need, it's impactful. We get up here. The only positive is that Atlanta beat us and the Raiders beat us. So if they lose, they still stay behind us. Like we go in front of them. Like we're worse than them. So that's good. But do you see it? It's like, I don't know. It is what it is. But that's kind of what we're looking at there. So Aurora's checking in. Thank you, buddy. He says, or she, I'm not sure, says, hey, guys, great show. I think there needs to be a debate. Do you think the Jets should go the route of experienced O-line or draft O-line? I'm for the first option. Well, I would be for the first option too. But the problem is there's no who's who. This is a very weak tackle free agent class. I mean, as it stands now, who knows? But it's highly unlikely that out of nowhere, some amazing left tackle gets, shakes free. I mean, we're looking at Jonah Williams as the top left tackle in the free agent. I think we should grab him anyway. I don't give a shit. Grab him. Pay him, grab him, get him in here. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Which, by the way, in that draft, I was like, if we're going to take somebody at 3, it should be Josh Allen, the edge rusher. But I wanted to trade back, get a second and some change, and then grab Jonah Williams. That's what I wanted. That draft.
I'll say this, to answer this question, if I'm being honest, and people think I'm crazy every time I bring it up, but Bakatari is not going to be a Packer next year. I don't think they're paying him.
I know, but he's going to be a Jet, and that's great. And we're going to have him for 4 games, and he's going to get hurt, and that's going to be that.
And the thing is this though, like, see, everybody thinks he's injury prone, but like if you go back, he's never had a single season in his 8 years where he's been injured until 2 years ago, where he tore his ACL. And it came out this year that the ACL was never repaired the right way. It had excessive fluids, which is why he was constantly having to get treatments for his knee, et cetera, because the bumblecrap Wisconsin surgeon he didn't use freaking old boy that did, Rogers' Achilles. Ella Tache.
Did he do it?
He used Ella Tache, right? He used some random dude in freaking Wisconsin that did a horrendous job. So he finally got another opinion this season, and it goes. They're like, yeah, there's still freaking portions of your dead MCL in your knee. It should have never been here, which is what's causing inflammation fluid. I think him getting it taken care of might be the benefit of us seeing somebody who can actually stay on the field that we've known him to be before the ACL tear, because it's the same ACL tear he's been dealing with for the last year and a half. I like him a lot. I think.
Let me ask you this, Gunny.
What's good?
I hear all that. Mm-hmm. We are the New York Jets, and we have the MetLife Field.
Facts.
That's what I'm saying.
I believe we also have to draft both. I think we got to bring him in and bring in Joe Alt. If Joe Alt is available, this is the guy who's been playing on turf at Notre Dame. He already understands. His body's built for it, conditioned for it. I think we got to go both. The correct answer to this question is both. I don't think we can just depend on one or the other. Bring me Bakatari. You play left tackle. We bring in freaking Joe Alt. He plays right tackle. We've got the interior with Tomlinson, Tippmann, and, of course, AVT. Those are some names we can get excited about, right, in terms of the offensive line. And if for some reason Bakatari goes down because he's so accustomed to playing on grass, boom. Now we also have a left tackle option in terms of Joe Alt. And then Max Mitchell, congratulations. You're back in the game. You're at right tackle. Or we bring him in at right guard and we move AVT to right tackle. We know for a fact we're not bringing AVT anywhere near Denver. That's not happening again. He's already stated that he will not play there, and I agree with him. That seems to be a cursed field for him. But I think ultimately when it comes to the offensive line with a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers behind center, you've got to do both. As many quality offensive linemen you can throw at this freaking unit, you do it. MHJ's not going to be there wide receiver wise. So after that, you better find a wide receiver in Calvin Ridley, Mike Evans, and free agency. Offensive line. I just need Aaron Rodgers.
I'm with it, dude. Wide receiver. Sprinkle a wide receiver in there. Yep, I'm with it, man. I agree. I think it's both. If I had to choose one, generally speaking, I would love to bring in proven vets. Yeah. Problem is, look, and I hear Gunny, and I think he's going to be a Jet anyway. I think that's what they're going to do. He's Rodgers' buddy, the whole thing, and it scares the living shit out of me. I just think, how many years are we going to depend on guys that are coming off of numerous injuries? I just don't like it. But that's what we're going to do. So I don't know, Aurora, but we're going to bring guys in too. What's that, Jeremy?
I feel like Carter Warren is actually going to beat out Mitchell for the swing tackle position. He's been more serviceable. He would have been a second round potential draft pick. He was injured and missed the end part of his career in Pittsburgh. He had very little of a training camp. And then he came in this year and he was actually better than Mitchell. And he was very serviceable. I think people are forgetting that was his rookie year. He's going to have a whole camp, time to develop, time to get stronger. I think we're going to have a really good swing tackle in Carter Warren potentially.
Yeah, well, that'd be great, man. I mean, that'd be great. It'd be great. It'd be wonderful. And I tell you, man, there's hope. There's hope there. Small Heath checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, what's even worse is Hackett face Brees. Yeah, like it's just the craziest thing. Small Heath. Like, not only do you got to be, even if you never even heard of the guy before, you got to look at him and go, holy shit, look what I got. But again, you saw him. You saw what he did to your team last year. And that vaunted defense, the Denver defense was sick last year, remember? And
all this
Brees
taught
Hall
me
shredded him.
about Hackett was that he doesn't watch tape.
Clearly.
Dude doesn't watch tape. All
Clearly.
you told me was, as an offensive coordinator, you clearly don't watch tape of your opposing offenses to kind of get a better idea as a head coach of what you're going to be facing, or as an offensive coordinator, tape of your own freaking team to understand what you have to work with. That it took you week 8 to figure out that you had a weapon in literally the best, if not second best offensive weapon on your team in Brees Hall. Hackett doesn't know how to go ahead and turn on a tape and watch it. That's what it is. He's the Jamarcus Russell of offensive coordinating, and here we are, just having to deal with this crap for the next freaking year.
Right, and look at RW reminding us in the same painful way we had Gase. He didn't know how to use Le'Veon Bell, who was toast, but still,
But Bell was cooked at that point.
But he had more juice than we.
Still egregious. Don't get it twisted. Still egregious that the offensive or quarterback whisper, whatever you want to call it out in Gase, didn't know how to go ahead and implement a running back into his offense. But Brees Hall, I'm just sorry, man. There's no question for that. Like, this guy's young. Yeah. He's not even in his prime yet. Brees Hall is not even in his prime yet.
Right.
And he was dominating last year before he got injured. The only thing that stopped that kid was an ACL tear in Denver. That was it. That was the only thing that slowed him down. And you don't know who the freak he is. And mind you, this was after a 60-yard TD run that made your defense look like a joke. That ultimately won us the game because that score was the last score we got, and it won us the game. Nathaniel Hackett today,
he's a joke, dude.
Oh my God, man! I can't.
He's a joke. Yeah, I mean, again, like we said before, dude. It's stupid to not know it. It's even dumber to say it out loud. Tom Cahill checking in. He says, okay, just F it. Lose Sunday and draft Penix and don't look back.
Ooh.
Oh, Tom. Let me look. Number one, I want to tell you something, Tom. Penix is my favorite quarterback in the draft, right? Period. But just go back and look at how many years he's been in college and then find out why. And then come back and tell us the same statement. Do you know why, everybody? He's been in college for 6 years. You know why? Because he has oh my God.
Yeah.
What is it? 4 injuries? It's crazy.
I want nothing to do with Penix.
Substantial injuries.
I know. Yeah.
Substantial.
He has been
injury.
in college for 6 years. He said 6 years. And we're finally knowing his name because he's able to get through an entire season for the first time. And again, I've enjoyed watching him play. I'm ecstatic to be watching a non-SEC freaking, championship. But I would rather not go with the guy that's this injury prone in college, when in the NFL, everybody's running at 1,000 miles per hour. Everybody's freaking big and strong and hits you like they're a sledgehammer. This is the definition of putting a guy that's pretty much glass in a bowl with a bowl in a china shop or whatever you want to call it. Like I'll pass. I'll pass on Penix.
And I like him. I do, Tom. I'm with you. But
I do.
Scary.
Not for us.
Scary, dude. And we got Aaron Rodgers. Like, we got to use our resources to make this one work. Like, we got to make it work, dude. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, we had him for 4 plays. He was chased every single play except the one he handed the ball off to Brees Hall, which, by the way, right in front of Hackett, fucking broke it for 30 yards to the left side. I mean, like, come on, dude. Fucking guy.
We already put too many chips in the pot. I mean, we can't just abandon.
We can't, right? We can't, right? We can't start. It's like the Will McDonald pick last year. Like, it made no sense. It doesn't matter how good the player ends up being. It made 0 sense. It's one of those things, man. Like, And no one, and I mean no one, saw it coming. No one. And even to the point where when we were talking before, on the stream, about the one pick that would surprise everybody. Hold on. The one pick, and we all said if we picked an edge rusher. That was the only thing. We could see everything else. Like, this would be unlikely, but all it was like an edge. An edge, there's no way. That would blow my mind. And what the hell did we do? Hold on a second. Where the fuck did it go? Hold on a minute. That's crazy. Will? How come it's not there? Like, this is nuts. I want to show you guys the thing again. I want to show you guys the thing. Let me see. How do you spell McDonald? Right? Like, I think, right?
M-C, then
there it is.
D-A-N-E-I-L.
It's computer.
M-C-D-A-N-I-E.
Yeah. Right. So, all right, here we go. Hold on a minute. So here it is again. I'll show you guys again one more time so you can see how real it really was.
Oh my God!
See this?
And the kid did it.
Poor kid. And how proud did Kyle Stickles make us? Hold on, E-Boogie. I'll get right to you, buddy. Look how proud Kyle Stickles makes us. And he had to say, we made him say this out loud.
In the 2023 NFL, the New York Jets.
Very little volume, but we get them.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming. Nobody saw it. You see fucking poor O'Leary.
I was shocked.
Again, doesn't matter what he ends up being. The pick made no sense. We have Aaron Rodgers. We have a weak O-line. You could use wide receiver. Like, our wide receiver core is suspect. You know what I mean? The only thing you really added was, you added Cobb and Lazard, but really, McCole Hardman. It's like totally fucking Addison would have been nice, huh? Addison, Zay Flowers, JSN. Any of those guys would have been real nice. E-Boogie says, have you guys ever wanted to work for the Jets scouting? GreenBean, Dom, Gunny, Chaos. You guys are aces. Or have you guys ever tried sending your draft ideas or plan? Yeah, I think about working for the Jets every day, E-Boogie.
I do as well. But I think as a fan, I can't do it because I don't know if my I guess you can say my bearing is what we used to call it in the military, like your bearing when things go out away from your direction would stand still or last. I'm too much of a fan of this team to watch them make dumb decisions, so I'd get fired. I would question too many things, but nah, I that would be my dream job. If the Jets were to bring me on as a scout, man, I would be a forget and fire weapon. At the end of the day, tell me what we're looking for, boss, how to make this work. I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to do great work. But I'm so emotionally invested in this team that if I can be honest with myself, I don't know if I could sit back and watch them make stupid mistakes without having to say something. So I'd get fired. In today's day and age, like, people don't like being told they're making dumb decisions. And this is in the military where you're protected by a contract. So I'd get fired. And I realized this.
My dream job wouldn't be as a scout. It would be as, the Jets official YouTube channel. Like they're those guys,
nice.
Like interviewing the players after the game and things like that, and going around the parking lot for the production crew and interviewing guys like GreenBean and in the MetLife parking lot.
If you interviewed GreenBean, you'd be interviewing the GM because that's my fucking job. I'm telling you right now, I want nothing less. I want to be the boss, and I would say if in order to come on, I need to not be messed with. I need to be the final say. I cannot. If that's not agreeable, then I'm not here. You give me
Woody,
4 years. All I want is five. I don't even want. Give me $500,000 a year, a bargain, 4-year contract, $2 million, and I will turn this franchise around.
Make you competitive.
And let me tell you,
2 years.
let me tell you this. I'd be the first GM running up and down the sidelines, fucking sitting on the bench with a damn Microsoft Surface going. That's what I'd be doing. I would walk over and I go, no, I would, Gunny, I would be like this. Our quarterback just got sacked 3 times in a row. He's sitting alone on the bench. Where's the fucking work? Where's the talking? Where's the coaches and team around him? Why is he sitting here sulking? We got 3 hours to work.
That's a good point.
You don't want to work it? I would be throwing people out in mid-game. Calabrese, I'd be like, excuse me, what are you doing exactly? I'd be right next to Salah like this. Yeah. Yeah, you see that? That's his 3rd penalty. What are you going to say to him? Nothing?
Nothing. I got
say
it.
something?
I'll do your job too.
You going to say something now?
Relax.
That's the kind of guy I'd be. I'm telling you. And if I fail, it's just another failed GM. So what's it going to hurt?
At least you gave them a discount.
Save yourself some money, Woody. Bring us on
the opportunity.
And I'll tell you what though, Gunny. Listen, even if we failed, Jets fans would look at our team and the whole NFL would look at our team and be like, they'd be like this. That team is a bunch of animals. Animals. I'd be on the ground
every goddamn game,
doing bear crawls with them. Come on, pussies! That's what I'd be doing. I'm telling you, man.
The assistant,
I know
GM,
how I am.
The YouTube director. We're out there getting it with them all day, every day.
I'm telling you, man. Jason Zayas. Was he the head coach when Hal? Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? It's crazy, Jay. It really is, man. It's a crazy thing.
To not know that this guy was a weapon and to say, again, like we were talking about it earlier. I don't know if he saw that. To be dumb, okay, cool. You're dumb. You didn't pay it. Whatever. Talk to your wife about that while you're eating dinner in the comfort and safety of your own home. To get in front of New York media and tell them, I did not know that Breece Hall was a football player.
You're right.
After he kicked your teeth in last year, and he's been with you all season, training camp, freaking the preseason. That to me shows a level of incompetence that just shows how inept we are as an organization.
It's unacceptable.
And we all look like fools. The fans, the organization, we look like idiots because he said that stupidity.
Yeah, and again, it's not like like in what Jason was saying. It's not even that Hall broke off a big run. It was specifically a pass to Hall that killed him. Like, how do you not? You took you to the Giants game. That's when you realized it.
Crazy.
It's nuts. Leo says, I don't think Hack knows what he is, that he is an offensive coordinator. He doesn't even know. He's like, oh, wait a minute. This is my job. And look, I was listening to Cool Your Jets with Nanya and Ben Blessington for JetX. Which so if you guys don't listen to that podcast, it's really good. I mean, I enjoy it. I don't listen every week, but I listen a lot. And they were talking. Ben Blessington was talking about like you can clear like the idea that the Jets would get a delay of game on a 4th and 6, like when game on the line, like that's the offensive coordinator, right? So. And the way that he said it was something like this. Like he said, you just know Hackett's like looking at his playbook and he's like, okay, he's like, he doesn't know. He doesn't have a control of the game. He's trying to figure it out. You can see it.
I saw my son use this play in Madden that one time. Maybe this will work today.
Yeah, right. But that's it. It's like a great offensive coordinator like knows how to like set you up, and it's like there's a fluidity to the game.
Right.
We're just like it's just a play. It's just a play.
How
now
often
you see it a
chess.
couple of times.
It's chess, right? And I feel like Hackett is playing Connect 4 while everybody else is playing chess.
It's the truth. What's up?
I mean, how often have we talked about it of when you watch other teams to feel the situation of the game, to feel the momentum? You get a turnover at the 45-yard line. The next play, you pop it into the end zone.
Right. Like fucking take a swipe at the throat, dude.
Big facts.
Yeah.
We hand it off up the middle. Hand it off.
It's a
Dead.
horrible situation.
Dead. Give the momentum, right? There's no awareness, you know? It's gross. And again, like, and there were numerous examples of like the confusion, you know, but like a delay of game in last week on fourth, it's just, it's the epitome. It's like, come on, dude, what are we doing? It's like having 12 men in the huddle. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
The offensive line doesn't know how to pick up stunts. They're not passing. Like 3 guys are going toward one guy, and then there's 2 fucking free runners. It's madness. It's madness. And that's all Hackett, dude. And then by, you know, subsequently his staff, you know, Keith Carter and everybody else. Big fella, what's up, dude? He says, can we get a wellness check on JD? He hasn't done shit. That's what you really said there, by the way. Since the 4th play of the effing offseason or the season. Yeah, man. Like, what is he doing? You know what he's done since then? He traded Michael Carter for no reason. He got Trevor Siemian and Rodgers, and he traded Mecole Hardman, in my opinion, for no reason. Whether he's great or not, we're hurting. And he's just trading away dudes for no reason. What, because Hackett doesn't know how to use him? How do you not know how to use him? How do you not know how to use anyone? Like, if all you have is 5'6" speedy dudes, then you make your offense like the most speedy little quick thing in the whole world. Just little tiny pew, 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 pew. That's what you do.
Make it
you got big, tall dudes, big lumbering, then that's your game plan is designed to maximize their height advantage and their reach. It's so easy, dude. And I don't even claim to be an offensive mind. I'm not. I don't have coaching. I don't have it. Motivation, all those things, player personnel. I got all that. As far as play design, it's not my forte, but I'll tell you what, I know what it ain't. You know what I mean? I got that part of it. So I don't know, man, but I'm with you, dude. I don't know what Joe Doug. I think this was like, again, everything up until this offseason, I understood what Joe Douglas was doing. I understood. Now, again, a lot of the offensive linemen, like, again, you know, you talk about Becton. He had no injury concerns coming out of college. He had the size concerns, right? But no injuries. Cam Clark, no injuries. AVT, no injuries. Like, so you bring you, and they're all injured, dude. You know, so like, what happens with that? And Denzel Mims looked fantastic with Gase. You bring him in with solid, dude. They ruined that kid. Don't even get me started on Mims. Okay. And it is what it is at this point, but don't tell me he was very good with Adam Gase. And we come in here and we just bumped him to the bottom and we made him work and do shit. We're tough loving this kid for no reason. Meanwhile, Keelan Cole is just, he can do whatever, dropping passes, all these guys, Tariq Black. What are we doing? You know? Anyway. That's it. That's my spiel. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with me? I don't know. I'll tell you what. Woody, if this doesn't work, I just hope Woody goes, you know what, dude? I don't know. I'm gonna give me one of these jet YouTuber guys. Go call GreenBean and Matt and Ryan and JetX and just fucking bring all those guys in here. Bring everybody and just have a group of those guys.
Yep, a GM panel.
They passionately love this team. They'll sacrifice everything for the betterment of the team. They'll figure it out, dude. We know the game of football. We know the New York Jets. We know the bad luck. We know we know it. We know you can't go into the season with 2 injured left tackles, and that's your plan. We know that already. We know you can't go into the season with 3 undrafted free agents as your wide receiver core. What? What'd you say?
The way you said that, it's comical because it's like, oh my God, something is some common sense wise. Both of our left tackles are injury prone. We probably shouldn't do this again this year.
Yeah, because we just did it last year, right?
We did it again. We
did it again.
2
years in a row.
We could have taken.
Now there's the whole thing. Joe Douglas did try to. He tried to get Orlando Brown. That's great. Swing and a miss. You offered him more money. Good. And they offer him more. You know what I mean? Oh, well, how about another million, 1.5 on top of that? Oh, how about another million on top of that? You're going to pay me $4 million more than them per year for 5 years? Yes. Okay. That's fucking 40 minutes, whatever it is, 20 million. I don't even know. Matt C, what's up, dude? He says, I don't trust them to make the right pick anymore at 8 than I do at 12. I don't know. I do. I also don't believe Salah can get a win against New England, so no big. That's good. There you go. That's great. That's a great comment, dude. You covered both sides there, Matt. You know what you just said? I have no faith in this whole entire bunch. They're a bunch of scrubs.
In a nutshell, Matt said, I'm indifferent. Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever. Yeah. You know, and that's kind of where I am. Again, I lean toward, like, I think at the end of the day, I'm not going to care that we lost one more game to New England. I'm not. You know, like in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be like, whatever. And I'm going to be really happy that we got the 6th overall pick instead of the 12th or 11th, whatever it might be. But, you know, if we win, I'm going to be like, yeah, man, take that, stick that in your ass. Like, that's what I'm going to be. I know it. So I'm just right in there. I'm indifferent too. I'll find the silver lining no matter what it is. And I'll be mad at whatever it is too. I'll be pissed no matter what happens, and I'll make it good no matter what happens. That's just the way I work.
As a good Jets fan should be.
That's right. That's what we do. That's what Matt's doing. That's a good comment, Matt. Boogie Down Bronx checking in. What's up, buddy? Says GreenBean, what this lost season has done is expose this coaching staff on the offensive side and the head coach. Yes, injuries, I get that, but we still have talent on the field. Coaching, not good. Couldn't agree more. Like, look, I don't think there's any debate that Salah is an exceptional defensive mind, right? And he's got a handle on how to develop these young guys. All right. I mean, it's clear.
Guys.
It's defense, right? Yes. It's clear to me. And the cohesiveness on that side of the ball with coaching and playing and they're, I don't want to, but by and large, they're a healthy unit too. You know what I mean? So whatever's going on over there, they're doing great. Offense, complete ineptitude. And what that has shown, and to your point, Boogie Down Bronx, is that Salah doesn't know anything about offense. Or else he doesn't even have a say. Did you see what he said this week? I mean, look, let me pull up. Nanya had some real good stuff this week. I love that it's still called twitter.com, by the way. It's X, but it's still twitter.com. I like that. Shows inconsistency, and I'm a big fan of inconsistency. There he is. All right. So Robert Saleh's press conference, he was talking about how Hackett's improving, right? Hold on. Let me see this. Okay. Let me see if this is it. Where's the tweets? Hold on. Or the X's. I don't even know. Let me see. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you guys this. Here, the Boogie Down Bronx. This is for you, buddy. This is so Nanya, as you know, I'm going to pull your comment down just so we can see it. But Nanya is an exceptional statistician, nerd, all that kind of stuff. Right? He nerds in realms that most of us can't nerd out. Okay, which is it's good to have a Nanya on the squad. So he says another thing Salah cites for Hackett's adaptation is more screens. In terms of trying, this is true. Screen attempts, week 1 through 8, 15. 32nd, week 9 through 17, 29 screens, tied for 12th. So that's a problem. His screens don't work. Now let's go down here. Where is it? So Salah cites more motion. Here we go. So Salah's literally on the podium talking about Hackett's adaptation. He's in more motion, but the facts don't back that up. Jets pre-snap motion rate, weeks 1 through 8, 38.8%, 29th in the NFL. Weeks 9 through 17, 40.9%, 29th in the NFL. So technically, there's a 2.1% increase. So he's not lying, but dude, is that worthy of using as a reason to say your coach is improving? He's adapting?
No.
What else?
He could have just come out and said the truth. Yeah, we really want to run him back with Rodgers. We brought him in to get Rodgers. He wants to be with. He could have just
I
said
would have respected that more. I'd have been like, okay, thank you, because we all know that.
Yeah.
You're not fooling any Jets fan. All of us know that's the case.
Yeah.
Man, held up and just say that.
So look at
Because
this.
It's not because you're a good coach.
Yeah.
So look at here's another one. So Rich Cimini posts Salah on Hackett. Obviously, I have a lot of faith in him. Notes how the offense has improved since the Atlanta game. Well, Nania says he's not lying. Jets offensive EPA per play through the Atlanta game, negative 0.236, 32nd in the NFL since the Atlanta game, negative 2.14, 31st. Huge progress has been made.
Huge progress.
I cannot believe this is even a thing.
But this is what we're talking. So this like to boogie down Bronx's point. Like it's like in a similar way, not quite as extreme, but in a similar way to what we're talking about with Hackett saying, I didn't know Breece Hall was fucking so good in the passing game. It's like, oh my God. It's the same kind of thing that Salah's doing now. Like, don't speak like that in this, maybe out in fucking, Michigan or Iowa or that'll, well, okay. They just buy it and they move on. We don't do that here. We go, really? And we look it up. And if it's right, we go, hey, it's right. Well, we're going to look it up. And if it's wrong, we're going to smear it. We're going to put it right in front of you. And so why say this shit? He's improved. Has he?
That man
just
just
generated
loves looking
729 screens since week 9. So he's trying them a lot more, but he's also terrible at designing them and calling them at the right times. That's what we're talking about. He has yes, a screen can be very effective, but what are you doing before the screen to set it up? And how is the screen designed? Or is it easy? They go, okay, this is a screen, and they just wait for it. So then you got it. How many times have we seen our quarterbacks just choose to throw the ball in the dirt? Whether it's Zach, Simeon, Boyle, they all do it. Why? Because the screen ain't there. So we go, there he goes, throwing another dirt ball. But the truth is, if he doesn't, it's a pick. If he actually tries to go with the play, it's a pick. Jason Edwards checking in. If we don't draft an offensive lineman or wide receiver with this gifted first-round pick, I'm going to be. It is a gifted first-round pick. It's the one silver lining. The fact that we have it is the only positive of Aaron Rodgers going down. It's the only thing that we're not giving it to Green Bay. That's it. We're giving them our second, which is a beautifully high second for them, but it's still not a beautifully high first. So we get that. So we need to maximize it. I'm with Jason. This team needs to be associated with winning. It's tiring. And look, let me do this one last thing here. We're gonna do the contest. If there are no other super chats, thank you guys. We're gonna do the contest. We're gonna see one of you guys is gonna win, or two of you. We'll do two tonight. We're gonna do 2 boxes of Liquid IV. Don't forget, guys. The link is in the description. If you go to Liquid IV, click that link. Use GreenBean Jetsfan promo code. You'll save 15% on all of your Liquid IV orders. It's the best hydration drink on the market. Period. And it's in Whole Foods. It's in Vitamin Shop. It's in all the it's everywhere, and it's not cheap. So saving 15% is a big deal. You can do that with the promo code. We'll give you a couple boxes today, but I want to point something out real quick. So there's that. Oh, there goes Lucky Leo. He wants to meet one more Lucky. Huge progress coming from a coach that doesn't know offense. It's crazy. Solid doesn't make sense. And that's the whole thing. Like, he's exposing himself. Now, you got to give Solid credit. Again, this defense is no joke. He did that. Okay. So you can't take that away from him. You can't. And the defense, without that defense, this team, this is the worst team in the history of the NFL. That's how bad it is. So you got to give him that. The other thing you got to give him is the fucking poor guy he's forced to stand up on that podium and defend all the shit that Joe Douglas has done wrong. Woody, everybody, he's the guy taking the bullets. And I commend him for that. And his comment, what do you want me to do? Flip the podium? I said, yeah, I'd love it. Pick that thing up and throw it across the room. Show something, 100%. 100%. But
show me you care like we care. Just show me you care like we care.
Yeah.
I wanted to go ahead and smash my freaking TV in my living room because the team is losing. At least yell at a ref. Yell at a freaking ref.
Pick up the podium, go to the freaking referee's dressing room, throw the
Throw it
pony
at
into them, and we as a fan base will chip in and pay the fine.
We will stand behind you and start a GoFundMe to make sure the fine you get is covered.
Yeah.
We're built different as Jets fans.
Yeah.
Built different.
So yeah, but that's the thing. Like, so you got to give that to Salah, but what you can't give him, and you have to knock him for, the guy clearly does not know a damn thing about offense, nor does he care to. He's just deferring it, and he doesn't even get involved. And he needs to. He needs to like step in and go, dude, enough. You know what I mean? And he won't. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do shit during the game. Unless we're scoring, then he's running down. Then you can't control him. He's fucking at the bottom of the pile in the end zone. But it's like, what about when we're we need you? We don't need you then. We need you when we're down. That's when that's a coach. That's when the work is really done. When we're down, dude. So anyway, but look, so Adirondack Fly Guy, great comment, great timing, because I'm going to point something out. We have a positive. Our wide receiver, we have the first wide receiver with multiple 1,000-yard seasons in a row. 2, Garrett Wilson, now has his second 1,000-yard season, and hopefully he'll stack on that a little bit, maybe get up to 1,100, something like that. This will be nice for him, right? The last time we did that was 1999. We haven't even done that this millennium yet, so it's nice to see. But the last time we did it, does everybody know what happened? So I made a little clip about that today. I'll show you the clip on the way out for Adirondack Fly Guy and for Boogie Down Bronx and for Phil Adams, of course. Always Phil. Phil Adams is everything's for you, Phil. Truth be told. So here you go. I'll what the hell's going on here? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'll show you this clip. It's on my channel right now. This is a portion of this week's Jets pod, where I was just going off this week. Really, I'm just kind of venting. But so here's what we got. So Garrett Wilson now has 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, first since Keyshawn Johnson. And Garrett Wilson is kind of saying some things that even CJ Mosley came out and said, I could see Garrett Wilson leaving if this doesn't change. Did you hear that shit? CJ Mosley said that. Like it's eroding. So here, this is what happened last time we had a multiple 1,000-yard receiver.
He got over 1,000 yards for the first time since Keyshawn Johnson 2 years in a row. I'm going to give you a little nugget that nobody's talking about. Keyshawn Johnson, after the last game of the year, that year, said, I got 2,000-yard seasons in a row. I don't know if Bill Parcells has ever had a wide receiver that got 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. He said that in an interview right after the season. You remember what happened to Keyshawn that year? Remember what the Jets did? We traded him.
And there's the clip. Yeah, so brace yourselves, everybody. We're all talking about needing more draft capital. I wouldn't be surprised. We've done it before. Everybody. So there's that. That's so we're going to get into the contest. Jeremy, how many do we have? What do we have, like 20-something? Hold on. Go ahead.
23?
23. Okay.
23
So, all right, 23. Let's see. So we'll do the thing. We'll give 2 away tonight. So there'll be 2 winners. Here we go. I'll share the screen with the number generator, everybody. That's how we'll do it. Here we go. So we got 23 here. And here we go. You guys ready? So we'll see which. This is for a box of Liquid IV. All you got to do is email me with your address. Tell me what flavor you want. There's grape, apple, banana, tropical punch, and did I say apple? Grape, apple, banana, tropical punch.
Bubblegum?
Cotton candy. Thank you. That's what it is. So you can do that. You tell me what flavor you want. I'll send you a box of it, okay? We're free on the house on GreenBean. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Number 14. Who's number 14, Jeremy?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Tom Cahill.
Tom Cahill. Congratulations, Tom. Good shit, buddy. Go ahead. Send me a an email. The email's in the description. Go ahead and tell me what flavor you want. Again, apple, grape, banana, cotton candy, tropical punch. Yeah, tell me what flavor you want, and I'll send you a box. Congratulations. Now, Boogie Down Bronx. So the next one will be 24 because Boogie Down Bronx is now in there with this one. He says, what really sucks is we are wasting our young talent, possibly the best talent at our skill position in 10 years. Next thing might be a rebuild. I'm telling you, dude, that's the biggest thing. And not for nothing, even though, again, I'm on the side of like tanking and losing. But that's one of the justifications to win the last game. Again, I've said it 1,000 times. It never really had the impact I wanted it to. But winning and beating the Pats last game of the year could be a nice little bump of positivity for these guys going into the offseason. And that has value too. So, but I'm with you. BDB, we'll call you. So we got 24 now. This will
Still 23. I think that one was already there when you went.
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
No, because I scanned.
Mine still says 23. If you look
maybe it was. Maybe I just didn't see it. Okay. All right, we'll go back to 23. All right. There it is. So here we go. For the second box of Liquid IV, hydration multiplier. Here we go. 15. Who's that? Look at that.
15. Is that the next one? What was the last one? 14?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the next one. Let me just go down and look. E-Boogie.
E-Boogie with the I think I sent E-Boogie some Liquid IV. I sent E-Boogie a bag of the energy multiplier. I'm real curious to see if you like that. That was it's an interesting flavor. It was like ginger lemon or something shit like that. But anyway, I hope you liked it. But E-Boogie, yeah, let me know. I'll send you a box. I'll send them out tomorrow, dude. I think you know what happened with E-Boogie? I thought my wife sent it because I put it in her car. I said, yes, and she fucking forgot. And then she thought I did it. And it ended up, it was like 2 weeks later, and I saw the package. I was like, oh, and I emailed him like, dude, I totally dropped the ball on you. So I sent it out. But I don't usually do that. But anyway, so yeah, so Tom Cahill and E-Boogie, send me an email. Let me know what flavor you want and your address. And E-Boogie, please put your address in there again, because or else I got to search. I don't want to do that. But all right, so that's our show for this evening. I hope everybody had a wonderful time. We were very, very positive and constructive. That's the way I see it anyway. So, Jeremy, what do you got coming up? You got anything fun?
We got the game on Sunday.
Oh,
don't miss it. It's the last chance. I mean, as much as we try to get through these seasons, and it's like, oh, we got to get through this last game and how hard it's been. I'm not going to lie. Like within 2 months of the season being over, I desperately miss it. I mean, it's like the best time for me. We're hanging out with this year at times we're hanging out with 1,000 Jet fans. In the beginning of the season, the first few games we're hitting 1,000. It was amazing. And this was a great year. I'm going to miss it. So this is the last chance for us to all hang out together. So don't miss it on Sunday.
There you go. Great note. This will be the final Jets game of the year, or final Jets live stream. Maybe we do a Bills Miami playoff or something like that. So one of those. Maybe we do one of those for you guys. But this will be the last Jets game of the year. So come hang out with us on the live reaction and watch party right here. Starting about a half hour before the game, we get started. Gunny, what do you got?
Yeah, you're gonna catch me here on Thursday nights with GreenBean and Chaos, right? We're gonna be talking football. I haven't been doing a lot of stuff on my channel recently, but I am going to be improving the audio quality and the visual quality. I've heard you guys talking about how you can't hear me too clearly, and after speaking to Chaos and speaking to GreenBean, I realized it's time for me to upgrade. So for you, the people, the fellow fans of us struggling, I want to make sure that my arguments and my frustrations are heard clearly. So I'll be getting better sounding quality, I hope, come next week. You'll be able to hear me better, see me better, all that good stuff. So I hope you guys go ahead and let me know if it does make a difference. But ultimately right now, I'm just excited that the season is pretty much over and we can go ahead and go back into hope season, which is the off season. I have a lot of questions. I'm concerned about if Aaron Rodgers that we saw last time play a full season with the Packers is the Aaron Rodgers that we're going to be getting next year. Is that Aaron Rodgers enough? Are we content with just making the playoffs with this guy, or are we trying to make it? I have so many questions, man, about what to expect now for the New York Jets, but that's a conversation for another time. I love chopping it up with you guys. Glad to be here, Green Bean. So you'll catch me next week here.
There it
Green
is.
Bean and Chaos.
And all the tanksters are coming in the back end of the show, everybody. They're all here now. It was lean and win earlier, but now the tanksters are in the house. All right, guys. Well, with that all said, have a great night, and we will see you on Sunday for the final Jets game of the year. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you then.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, man. I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over there and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.